This Saturday is the Royal Rumble, and we need to give our final predictions of what's going to happen at the Royal Rumble. It has the potential to be a very, very good show. Few good matches. One that hasn't been announced yet that I think might. I'll get into that as well. But we need to get in all the predictions. Make sure you drop in the comments your predictions, and let's see if we agree or if you think I'm just absolutely crazy. But before we do that, if you are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. We drop wrestling content for your viewing pleasure all the time. Make sure if you're in the merch game, go check out the merch in the description box below. We are affiliates with everybody. So if you want to buy something, just support your boys here at the Triple Threat Wrestling Podcast. There's nothing wrong with that. But let's get into the predictions. We have Gunther versus AJ Styles. And if AJ Styles loses, his career is over. Ladies and gentlemen, I would love to tell you that AJ Styles comes out victorious here and extends his time in WWE, but all the signs are just pointing not to that happening. He is having matches with Shinsuke Nakamura. He had a match with CM Punk. I mean, he's having they're making you think that these are like the final times he's going to have these matches because he's going to retire. They could swerve us here and somehow he wins. I just don't see that happening because you'll do damage to Gunther as well. And you've already been building him up, taking out Goldberg and Cena. That a loss to, not saying AJ Styles isn't that caliber, but he can't suffer that loss unless this turns into like a double DQ or something. And then you run the same stipulation back at Mania. It just don't make sense storyline wise. And remember, AJ could just go to TNA and finish out his year. He could just say, I had to retire from WWE. They could play on the words. His career here is over. I don't know, though. I mean, that's a tricky way to put it. I mean, the career should be over, right? So yeah, I do think that Gunther comes up victorious. I think that when he does, he needs something. I mean, is he going to be going after a world championship? Is he going after another legend? I don't know, but all I know is Gunther, if he wins this match, he needs to go on to like something huge. And really, he's at the top right now of what he's capable of doing. So, I mean, I don't know what else you do besides go for a world title or something like that. You can't backtrack from where you are now. So, yeah, AJ Styles versus Gunther. I have Gunther coming out on top. Sorry to tell you, but AJ Styles' career will be over after this match. Next, we move on to Sami Zayn versus Drew McIntyre for the Undisputed WWE Championship. Look, I hate being in this situation with Sami Zayn. I hate that they give him hope and we're so happy and we think he's going to do it. It's in Montreal. It's going to be awesome. He's not going to win here. It just does not make sense. Drew just won this thing from Cody, and his first defense, he's going to lose it. Like, you pulled the trigger on Drew. I think you ride with him into Mania. You should. I mean, he's capable of being a main event player. He's plenty fine doing that. You don't need to pull the trigger here and give Sammy the win. This is a good feud for Drew for his first title defense. Him and Sammy will do great work. They're playing the story that Sammy's never beaten him, but I don't think that's going to change here. I think Sammy will end up losing this match. And this is the tricky part. So like where do you go from here with Sammy? Does he go back down and United States Championship and all that? Like I think they need to really figure out what Sami Zayn is. Is he going to be a main event player that always loses? Is he gonna be a champion? If not, you need to bring him back down to like one of the main event players of the mid card scene, if that makes sense. Like when Stone Cold was coming up and he was the IC champion, he was kind of like one of the main event players of that mid card. Triple H, The Rock also did that. So Sami Zayn could just be one of the main event players of the mid card title scene. I don't know what you do with him, but you can't run this back every time you go to Montreal that like, hey, he might do it, and then you don't pull the trigger. Does he potentially go into a fatal four-way with Jacob and Cody and Drew at WrestleMania? It wasn't in my WrestleMania prediction video, but we could go that way, and I'll get to that in a little bit, why that might happen. But overall, I think Drew McIntyre will win this match. He's going to continue being undisputed champion. I think going into WrestleMania, I don't see him losing it before that, and he really shouldn't. He should carry it into Mania so that if he does lose it at Mania, he's had some defenses under his belt that it feels important. All right, we have the Women's Royal Rumble, and I'll tell you what, it can only go up from here because last year was lackluster. It was not a great Rumble. There was no micro feuds in the Rumble to really make things happen beyond the Rumble. So this year should be a lot different. I have a couple surprise returns. I think Tiffany Stratton is going to return. I do not want to see her win it, but I think she'll return. She'll have a good outing out there. It'd be nice to see her back. See if she keeps the same character, if she's changed a little bit. We'll see. But I also have Bianca Belair coming back. I know the finger looked brutal when she shared pictures of it before, but I think that hopefully enough time has passed so she can actually get back into the fold here, because she's desperately needed, especially on SmackDown and the WWE Women's Championship. Like, she's definitely needed there. So hopefully she's back. I know the Liv Morgan lovers are going to want her to win. Liv Morgan to win the Rumble, but I have Bianca Belair winning this thing. It just would be a good segue to, I now have a championship match. Jade is going to confront her. They already have some history, and with the Naomi thing and the attacks, and Jade is a heel now. And I think there's enough story and legs to, that's how you should do it. Because when Bianca comes back, if she doesn't win, then how do you play that? Like, I'm still friends with you, but you're being, bad right now. And I want a title match. I just think that it's more straightforward for her to win this, to go into that match at Mania. And I have other plans for Liv Morgan that I think is going to wet your palate a little bit more than her winning the Rumble, believe it or not. If I have to pick a runner up here, I think Jordan Grace would be a good fit. MVP told me that on the last episode of the podcast. He talked me into Jordan Grace, and you know, Jade not giving her a match, and then she wins, and now she has to give her match at Mania. I think that's a good option if Bianca's not back into this match, but Bianca should win if she is back. I know that it's going to be 2 years in a row of a returning superstar winning, but this one will please fans a little bit more than the previous year. So I honestly think that the reason I don't have Liv Morgan winning here, the Mania match should be her versus Raquel Rodriguez. That should be the story. I think the story's already kind of been like, oh, you're going after that title, and I'll just be with Roxanne doing this. I think that the next, 2 nights after, Rumble's not on Sunday anymore, but on Monday Night Raw, when Raquel and Stephanie face each other, I think you give Raquel the win, and then Liv turns on her and says, why didn't you help me in the Rumble? Why didn't you help us win the tag titles? You're focused on yourself. And that'll turn Raquel babyface. Liv Morgan will get so much heat for turning on Raquel. And that would be a great Mania feud. Liv Morgan versus Raquel Rodriguez. I think that is way more enticing than Liv Morgan winning the Rumble. And then what? Like, bragging to Raquel, like, oh, I won, I'm going to get a world title match. But Raquel's going to say, well, I'm going to win it. It's going to be confusing. So I think Liv turning on Raquel after she wins would be much better and make more sense. So yeah, Bianca Belair is going to win it with Jordan Grace as a runner-up. I'm going to throw this out into the universe. They were playing up on Raw that Finn Balor wanted into Rumble. He said it's not going to be a Rumble without Finn Balor. I want to be at the Royal Rumble. Took matters into his own hands, and he turned on CM Punk. So I think this match gets added somehow to the Rumble card. I think that CM Punk, which Riyadh, Saudi Arabia is going to love seeing CM Punk. He's the champion. I think that he needs to be there. Finn Balor facing him at Rumble would be a big match. I don't know if they pull the trigger on Finn, though. I don't know what happens, honestly. I just think the match gets added. I guess I would predict CM Punk goes over, because I don't see him losing the title until at least Mania. So, but I do think this match gets added. I think it would be a really good match to put on the show. That way you get both world championships on the line going into the Rumble match and all that stuff. So I just think it'd be a good fit to add to the show. And finally, we have the men's Royal Rumble match. This has potential to be really good. I hate that they're not saving surprises anymore. They didn't have to announce Roman, Brock, or Oba Femi. Have them be major pops at the show. I don't know why they feel that, like, well, Roman Reigns is going to sell more if we announce him. Anyone that's a wrestling fan knows he's going to be there. So it would have made a bigger impact if he just showed up. Now you know he's coming, so the surprise isn't there as much. I don't know. I personally would not have announced any of them. Having Brock Lesnar announce it on the Pat McAfee show is, sure. But I mean, you didn't have to. You didn't have to announce these things. Have big surprises at the Rumble. We don't have surprises that much anymore. So it kind of hurts that aspect of the show. I think Oba Femi is in this match. He's going to go crazy. I think that he's going to have a micro feud with Brock in this match, and that's going to set up their Mania match. That's my prediction. I'm still going with it. But having Oba Femi in there, you need to debut him as a monster, and he needs to eliminate like 15 people because I think that would really establish him as like a monster moving forward. Seth Rollins, I had returning. They asked him on one of the ESPN shows with Stephen A. Smith was on there too. They said, "How are you feeling going into the Rumble match?" And I know he denied it and said, "Oh, I'm not actually going to be in it," but maybe they spoiled it and he just tried to cover it up. I think that 60% chance he could be in it. If he is in it, is going to set up a micro feud with Braun Breaker, and that'll be your Mania match. If Seth is not in this match, Braun Breaker is a runner-up for me, but I have Roman Reigns winning the match. I just think that it would be a crowd pleaser. I think that after the Jey Uso experiment, let's go with a solid, solidified name. Roman versus Punk would cook at WrestleMania, potentially a night 2 main event. I just think Roman should win here. We do have the Vision involvement. I mean, I don't see, maybe Logan Paul goes far into the match, but I don't think that Bronson Reed or Austin Theory has any business going into like the Final Four or anything. So they should be taken care of maybe by the Luchadors, but we will see there. So Sami Zayn, I have going into this match after he loses to Drew. With Drew winning, I think that Cody and Jacob get involved and they go after Drew and the match earlier in the night in the title match. And I think that causes a DQ, and that's why Sammy just goes off the rails. Montreal's going to pop big when he comes back into the Rumble match and says, "I want another shot." And then he gets into a micro feud with Cody and Jacob. They all maybe eliminate each other. I don't know, but I think that could set up that fatal 4-way match with Drew McIntyre and have, this aspect of who attacked Jacob, and then Sammy feels that he got betrayed, and Cody being this tweener. I think there's a lot of good aspects to do that. I don't know if Sammy will be a part of this fatal 4-way. That's just my prediction, him coming into the Rumble and getting involved somehow. But overall, I do have Roman Reigns winning. That should be how the show goes off the air, is Roman Reigns pointing at the WrestleMania sign and maybe them saying the tribal chief is back and he's going to reclaim his throne, whatever they want to do. But let me know in the comments if you agree. These are my final Royal Rumble predictions. Make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell. You're going to catch all the new videos we drop. We truly appreciate the support. And again, before I go, I know if you want merch, if you want to get a CM Punk shirt or a Roman Reigns shirt or a Cody Rhodes shirt, if you want to get a Chicago Cubs shirt, it doesn't matter. We're affiliate links with anything sports related. It's in the description box below. You're literally just going to shop the same way you always do. It just gives credit to us, and we appreciate it in return. Until the next time, we will see you on the next one.